Tap podcast with myself, Daps. Guys, keep liking, subscribing, sharing, all of that good stuff. We're back again. Got a haircut. Looking all right still. Get me? Big weekend ahead for me. No, I say big weekend ahead. It's a busy weekend, not a big one. But it's a busy one. But, yeah, guys, man. Oh, sugar. Wait. Oh, no, I did record. I was about to say, did I record after the Arsenal match? But then I remember that literally that entire episode was about Arsenal. So, yeah. But we're back again today. And what am I talking about today? Yes, the Europa League games, man. Let's start with United, yeah? In fact, guys, let me tell you something, yeah? So a couple episodes ago, I said that I was going to have new thumbnails. I'm trying to rebrand and update the channel and everything. And as you can tell, I'm starting to give you more content. But, yeah, imagine a couple of days ago, I said I'm going to get new thumbnails in and whatever. So I reached out to people on Twitter. Well, I put out a tweet or an X, whatever they're called. And I was like, look, I need someone that's good at thumbnails, whatever. There was this one person, they sent me examples of their stuff and whatever. And they were like, yes, I can do it. And I was like, oh, this person's stuff looks good. Can you do it like this? This is how I want it. He's like, yeah, I can do it. It was a girl, sorry. I can do it, I can do it, whatever. Cool. So then I'm there now, like, thinking, okay, we're coming to an arrangement. This is how much I'm paying a month. You know, yeah, I can do that. Monthly, you get this amount. Cool. We do that. And then I then released the last episode, and then I'm saying the persons that said they were based in America. So I was like, all right, then cool. So they're awake when I'm recording, even better. I said, look, I need this for today. Let's start the agreement, whatever. They went, okay, cool, we can do that. It's going to take me about 1 hour. Send me the payment. I mean, I can't see what you're asking me to pay for. You expect me to pay before I see the goods. I've not seen anything, and you want payment. So I was just like, nah, man. Like, show me what you're going to do. So I'd already sent him photos of like the ones that I want to be, what do you call it? Like, made into the thumbnail. I said, listen, I can't send you money without seeing. Okay, let me see what you got. He sends me a screenshot of his computer screen, and he's got the pictures I've got, he's got them all next to each other in a thumbnail. And then I'm like, I make my face larger and it doesn't even look like me. And I'm like, this is a Chat GPT job. And then on top of it, on top of the screen, you see Chat GPT dot whatever. And I'm like, this guy thinks I'm an idiot. So it's just any guy that's just thrown it into Chat GPT and is just like, yeah, I can do this. It's basically a scam, basically. So it's a girl talking to me initially, and then all of a sudden, just like, yo, you there? I'm like, what happened to the suburban girl that I was talking before? So anyway, long story short, this person wanted me to pay money to try and scam me. So no. So if there is actually anyone real out there, and bearing in mind, I will know if you're actually a fraud. If there is anyone real out there that can help with clips for the podcast and thumbnails, and let me know, man, and we'll get that all sorted. But yeah, listen, where am I starting? Man United versus Lyon. That's the game I watched tonight. So I think it was going into the game, I'm not gonna lie, I did think that United were probably gonna like buckle under the pressure, away from home and everything. But to be honest, no, Lyon started the game well, but then United came back into it, and I was like, oh, this is actually a way more even fixture than I thought. Because I think sometimes we look at United in the Premier League and we kind of think to ourselves that, you know, they're so bad. So anyone that they face in Europe, especially if they're like a known team like a Lyon, they're just automatically going to be better. But then what we fail to remember is that these teams also aren't great. Do you get what I'm saying? Like Lyon, if Lyon were in the Premier League, they get battered. I truly believe that. Do you get what I'm saying? So, you know, as much as United are bad, these other teams it's way more balanced in the Europa League. Cool. So I'm watching again, couple nice touches from Shirky. Shirky's got this lazy, nonchalant way about him, where it's just like everything is on my time, everything is on my wave. You know what I mean? I've got as much time in the world as I want, but he's very techie, very very techie. And this is, if I'm being honest, this is like my fourth or fifth time watching him play. So, um, yeah, for me, he looked good, didn't it? I can still see why no top team has actually gone in for him right now, because there are still certain things that I'm seeing where I'm just like, yeah, this is why. Like, for all of the good stuff that happens, there's decision making at times which he won't get away with, like in the Prem at times. But you know what? That it is what it is. Like, let me not even say that. And it's funny though, actually, saying that, someone like Shirky, yeah, Shirky, I don't know how to say his name. Someone like him, with all of the flair and technique that he's got, there's been this whole conversation that football's a bit robotic, or not a bit. It's very robotic lately and too rigid. If Shirky was to come to the Premier League, what we see of him would 100% be stifled. He needs a team that he can be free. He needs a league where he's playing against people that allow him to be free. And if he came to the Premier League, we'd see little touches here and there, but he'd actually get rubbed out in the league, 100%, especially if he's playing for a top team. Yeah. So for me, if he does leave Leon, or whenever he does leave Leon, he's probably got to go to a team outside of the Premier League. Do you know what I'm saying? Because on a week by week basis, game to game basis, I can't see him being able to play with the freedom and express himself like he does do for Leon, because the Premier League just ain't that place for it. But yeah. But when I was going through the game, watching the game, one thing I will say, do you know what? I'm all for trying to give players a chance. I'm never ever going to say, this player's rubbish or that player's rubbish. But Højlund is struggling. Højlund is struggling. And every time I watch him play, I'm like, maybe it's a confidence thing. Maybe he will, find his confidence and become good. But I watch him and I'm just like, yeah, this ain't it, man. What I saw from him today is, it's not even confidence stuff. It's just quality stuff. He just hasn't got it. And that's not to say he won't go on to become a good player or whatever. But right now, for what Man United need, for what is needed at this level, he just ain't got it. At no point when he's in front of goal, like there was one point where he was running down the right, entering the box. He had a couple options. I knew that he would never pick the right decision. I knew that if he does get a shot off, it's not going to end up in a goal. I just knew that it would just fizzle out in terms of the move. And yeah, he's got a big problem. I saw today that, I don't know how true it is, but Amarim has made him available for the transfer list, and saying he's seen enough. And if that's the case, I hear it, because back in the day, he could get away with it because you had like two or three other strikers in front of him, and he could come in and out of the team, and until he got to that level. But he's just not at that level right now. He's just not there. And yeah, and the goal. Look, let me play this. I saw this online. This is from Saeed, I think. This is Saeed saying this. Oh, let me get to it. 1 second. So I'm just trying to find it. I found it quite funny. Okay, here we go.
What on earth do you think you're doing? You just got branded the worst keeper in Man United's history. You think, yeah, you'd be on your toes today. You'd think, yeah, you'd be on your best behavior. Your best performance. But yeah, you've just cost us, yeah, a valuable 3 points. Get this guy out of my club. I want him gone.
Right, you get the gist of what he's trying to say. So obviously that's Onana. Right, that's Saeed. He's not very happy with Onana, and I hear it. I think this Onana one is something else. This isn't an ordinary be careful one, because that's a great saying, by the way. My Nigerians will know exactly what that is. This isn't an ordinary be careful. But yeah, this Onana saga, yeah, going into the match where he's piped up, Matic has called him the worst keeper in United's history or recent history, whatever he said. And then he clapped back again. Listen, there was no way you were going to come into that match and make a howler. This wasn't the game for it with everything that's gone on beforehand. And when that free kick comes in and you flap it and it goes in, and there are some, I understand when certain times the ball can go in direct from a free kick when no one touches it and everything. But because he was there, he should have made that save. And he's had an absolute howler. And that was absolutely not the game for it. You know, the Leon fans were onto him straight away. Spotlight was on him. And you do that under the lights, you absolutely fold. And do you know what? I think absolutely making an absolute howler like that when you're under the spotlight is almost not unforgivable, but it's unforgivable at the same time. And if you had made a mistake before, like he has before, you know, it kind of can go under the radar or get swept under the rug. But because all their headlines were about him leading into the match, yeah. And then what doesn't help is that United get back into the game, get ahead again. And then with Xerxes, good header, by the way. Bruno Fernandes, his pass was good. Listen, Bruno is doing stuff. He's playing well. He is a level above everyone else, but I also believe that he needs to be in a team where he's a level above everyone else. But that's a conversation for another day. So, but yeah, when that second goal goes in from Onana, and to be honest, I think it's a bit harsh that people are actually blaming him for that because I think it's a bit harsh. That second one, he saved it, it's parried out straight, they got the rebound. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't think it's bad goalkeeping. But because of everything that's gone on beforehand, because of the fact that, you know, you made the howler for the first goal, that second one is just gonna, you know, add to the pressure. And he's had a bad day. He's had a bad day. He's gonna be kicking himself. He probably doesn't even care, to be honest. We go again. But what I did want to say is that, and I know people might say I'm crazy for saying this, but like over the course of, how long has he been there now? This is his second season, right? Over the course of the 2 seasons, in terms of the mistakes he's made and the points that have been dropped because of him, can you, like United fans I'm talking to here, who wanted De Gea gone, yeah? Can you categorically say, yeah, now, with hindsight, that you're better off without De Gea and with Onana? Because as much as De Gea was making his mistakes and everything, I think that he had credit in the bank because of what he'd done previously. And I don't think he was that bad that, you know, they had to go out. And the thing is, if they had gone out and actually recruited better, fair enough. But they got Onana. So when you look at the fact that they got Onana, I don't think that they would have been better off, you know. I mean, I don't think that they're better off now than they would have been with De Gea. No, absolutely not. And, you know, this is one of those things where you get what you wish for, man. But, you know, overall, 2-2 it's not a bad result. It's not a bad result for United. You know, they need to go back and they would have seen enough from this game to know that, yeah, we can go and beat them at home, basically. We can beat them at home. They would have seen enough from this. And, yeah, I think United were actually probably the better team. I don't see Leon going to Old Trafford and getting a result. Not because United are just really good or whatever, but just because Leon really did lack quality overall, if I'm being honest. Do you get what I'm saying? There's some nice bits of play at times, but you're going to get that with these foreign teams. But overall, I didn't see enough to be like, yeah, you know, they're a better team than Manchester United. Unless they show up next week and they're like miles ahead, then fair enough, cool. But yeah, nah, I'm not. Yeah, I didn't see anything where Man United should be too worried. They should really and truly go through. But then again, this is United, so anything can happen. But yeah, Tottenham drew. Rangers drew, I think. The last time I saw a Ranger, they drew. So British teams, I think it's a draw all around. Chelsea won convincingly in their Conference League. If Chelsea don't win that Conference League, yeah, listen, we can't let them live that down, honestly. They have to win that because they're miles better than that competition. Everyone knows it. But then again, it's like if you win it, it's like you're supposed to. If you don't, you get absolutely slaughtered. Do you know what I'm saying? But anyway, PSG, right? PSG, as an Arsenal fan, I think I said this the other day that I would much rather PSG than um, Aston Villa. And I know PSG showed Aston Villa levels yesterday, but I fancy Arsenal more against, if Arsenal get through, of course, I fancy Arsenal more against an open, expressive team than Villa's low block, hit us on the counter. Unai Emery knows how to play against Arsenal. I just don't want that. And PSG is just so refreshing, honestly, just to see wingers get the ball down and just attack. It's so refreshing to just see a team that's just direct and 1-2 pass out to the wingers, 1v1, you beat your man and you go. It's refreshing. And it's what we need in football. Do you get what I'm saying? And obviously, recently there's been all this talk about the robotic stuff again and football's boring. But I think that's why people have been drawn to PSG in the second half of the season because they're just open and free and just playing exciting football. Barcelona as well playing exciting football. Do you get what I'm saying? They're playing football the right way. And it's just good to see, man. And I honestly think that the quarterfinals have been a really good advert for football. Do you get what I'm saying? I can't remember the last time quarterfinals overall in the Champions League or any round of knockout, in the Champions League was this exciting. And I think the teams that are left in it, they have really put on good matches. Do you get what I'm saying? But I'm actually looking forward to Arsenal, Madrid, or Madrid, Arsenal, whatever. Aston Villa, PSG, Barcelona, Dortmund, and Inter, and Bayern Munich. Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to those games because we've been given exciting matches. So yeah, man, that's it from my roundup. Let me just quickly see what's going on in the football world. Let me see what Fabrizio Romano is saying. Fabrizio Romano, that's where I go for all of my updates. Or just to see what there is. Amarim on Onana's mistake. When one player makes a mistake, all the team makes a mistake. So we continue like this. Still trusting Andre. We will keep working hard and improving. Whoa. But he didn't say they're still trusting him. Oh, Noni Madueke got 2 goals and 2 assists for Jadon Sancho. Okay. Let's see. Not really anything that's going on. Oh, Huyson. Contract at Bournemouth includes a 50 million release clause. Oh, wow. I think a lot of clubs will actually be interested in Huyson. This defender, he plays beyond his years. He's going to have a very, very good career ahead of him. And I think because he plays on the front foot, he's so composed in possession and he plays beyond his years. I think there's going to be a lot of clubs after him because a lot of the time when we look at these ball-playing defenders, the ball playing comes first and then the defending comes after. Do you get what I'm saying? When really and truly, the defender should always come first. And he's just good at both. Do you get what I'm saying? Yes, he can, play football really well and everything, but he does his primary job first in terms of defending. So yeah, I could see a lot of clubs being after him 100%. Oh yeah. Not only Mo Salah's new deal imminent, Liverpool also confident to get a new contract sorted for Virgil van Dijk. So it looks like Mo Salah and Van Dijk are looking like they're both going to stay at the club, which is massive news for Liverpool. I do think, though, Mo Salah, I was saying to Scorcher the other day, funny enough, that Van Dijk and Mo have been off it the last couple of weeks. But I feel like, no, but then Scorcher, to be honest, he did say that they've done enough. They know that the season's pretty much over. Liverpool are probably going to win the league. They've done enough. and they've been off it. Do you get what I'm saying? They've checked out, and I hear it, to be honest. So, you know, next season's going to be interesting. Mo's not going to be playing for that new contract because he's going to have the new contract. And are we going to see the level of Mo that we're seeing now? I don't think so. Not to say he's not going to be good. I just don't think that we're seeing that Mo again. So it'll be interesting to see the length of years that the contract is for both of them. And yeah, that's massive news for them, because I was actually thinking that at least one of them would leave, and I was thinking it's going to be Mo Salah. This whole thing about Liam Delap, Liam Delap being linked to Man United, being linked to Chelsea. It's funny because people would, it's crazy. And this ain't me saying Liam Delap ain't good, because I like him a lot. But the fact that I just need to know what it is that Liam Delap is higher up on the list than Victor Osimhen. I spoke about Victor Osimhen the other day, but why is it that clubs are looking at Delap before they look at a proven striker like Victor Osimhen? If someone can tell me, let me know, because his record speaks for itself. And I know people are going to be like, it's Turkey, but he did it in Italy. And if he went to Turkey and he didn't score goals this season, people will be like, so he's gone to Turkey, he's just done what he does, he scores goals. Like, why is it that people would much rather look at Delap than Osimhen? Like, someone just let me know. This ain't one of those clips, because I'm going to clip this up. This ain't one of those clips where I'm going to come with the answers and whatever. No, I don't have the answers. So someone let me know why people prefer to be linked with Delap than they do Victor Osimhen. Let me know what I'm missing. Because to me, it's a no-brainer. Victor Osimhen should be very high up on that list in terms of potential strikers. So yeah, let me know. Apart from the age. If it's just age, then cool. But yeah, just let me know. Serie A clubs monitoring Rasmus Højlund. Okay. Couple new deals for staff members. Milan have buy option for Walker, but decision will follow a new director. Either way, I thought that move was already like done. I didn't know it was just a loan. But yeah, no, that's it, guys, man. Not really much to, not really much to go on outside of the Champions League and Europa League games and the Liverpool news. So yeah, that's it from me, guys. I'm out.